So we're only 9 days into June, and I already have a lot of books to show you guys. So without any further ado, this is my June book haul part one. I don't know if there's gonna be a part two. Maybe there probably will be. So the first book that I have here is The Keep. This is by Jennifer Egan, who wrote A Visit from the Goon Squad, a winner of the Man Booker Prize. And this one is about two cousins that suffered some kind of traumatic prank in their childhood, and now 20 years later, as adults, they're coming back to this medieval castle in Europe to sort of relive whatever it is that happened back then that changed their lives forever. It sounds really, really amazing, and the praise for this is very, very good. Next book I have is a beautiful copy that I got of Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, because I've always wanted to read Jane Eyre. I feel like this is one of those classics that I can actually really love. I've never read it, and I do have a copy. I had a copy before this one, but it was just such an old, extremely ugly, cheesy cover edition that it just increased my resistance for reading classics. So I got myself a very beautiful copy, which is actually longer than I was expecting. It's almost 700 pages, but everyone tells me that I should read Jane Eyre, so here is Jane Eyre. The next one is a book that I picked up because Stephanie from That's What She Read recently talked about it, and I said to myself, Juan, you need these. It's This Is Where I Leave You by Jonathan Tropper. This is about a family, and they come together after someone died. I think the father dies, and I usually love this kind of family drama. So thank you, Stephanie, for the recommendation. Then I have a short story collection by Lauren Groff, Delicate Edible Birds, which is such a fascinating, fantastic title, in my opinion. I loved Lauren Groff's story. She has a story called At the Round Earth's Imagined Corners, which is in the Best American Short Stories Anthology of 2014, and I just loved it so much that I had to pick this up, and I've heard great things about this collection. The next book I have in this book haul is finally The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry. This one, getting this book in hardback was very difficult. It was very difficult to come by in Mexico City. I had to order this like a month and a half ago, and it just came here, but it's totally worth it. It was totally worth the wait. It is so amazing and so beautiful. I just hope that the inside is as beautiful as it is on the outside. The next book I have is a book that I saw Kate Howe review, and this is Brad Farrar by Josephine Tay. She described this book as atmospheric, and the tone of this book like very Alfred Hitchcock-ish, so I immediately wanted to pick it up. The next book that I have is The Foxwoman by Kai Johnson, which I think is the first in the Fudoki series or trilogy or duology, or are they companion novels? I'm not sure, but I have been told that you have to read this one first and then read Fudoki, so that's what I will probably end up doing. Then I have a short story collection that was recommended on Instagram by Kendra Winchester. This is Tender by Sophia Samatar, and in her review, Kendra Winchester just completely sold it. I immediately picked it up. That second I went on Amazon and I picked it up. It sounds really amazing. Kind of underhyped magical realism fantasy. The type of thing that I usually read, and I had never heard of it. So thank you, Kendra, for the recommendation. Then Little Nothing by Marissa Silver, which has a beautiful shiny cover. It's so, so beautiful, and it's kind of it gives me a little bit of a White Oleander vibe. I hear it's about a character that has to grow up with a lot of hardship in their lives. Yeah, we're looking forward to it, and it has some praise here by Dana Spiotta and Lauren Groff. So yeah, that tells me I'm probably gonna like the style. And then I've got a manual for cleaning women by Lucia Berlin. This was a book that I picked up because Lauren Groff really recommended it in an interview that I saw with her, and she just really raved about Lucia Berlin. And she also raved about Joy Williams, so I picked up this collection by her, which is The Visiting Privilege. I had never really heard of this author, but I hear now that she is quite important in America, especially in this type of magical realism, fantasy, weird fiction thing that we've got going on here on BookTube. So I'm really looking forward to reading more short stories on that. In that genre. And then I've got a middle grade. This middle grade is by Emma Donoghue. It has a gorgeous cover, very beautiful art, and it's called The Lotteries Plus One. And it pretty much gives me a vibe of Cheaper by the Dozen, which is a wonderful movie that I love, but with LGBT themes. So basically it's about this family, but it's like a modern family, and it has two moms, two dads, a bunch of pets and whatnot. You can figure it out. This was also written by Emma Donoghue, which, you know, she is a big author. She is the writer of Room and many other books. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what she does with a middle grade in this type of with this type of LGBT themes thrown in. And last but not least, I bought 3 books on psychoanalysis because I'm gonna be using them as research for a paper that I will be writing next semester. Usually what I do for writing papers is I take an element of literature and then something from psychoanalysis, and I sort of blend them together along with my own clinical experience. And this time I'm writing about magical realism, and I'm also going to talk about psychosis and borderline patients. So I'm really looking forward to that. And the books that I've got to sort of help me research this a little bit more are Psychotic States by Herbert Rosenfeld, This Art of Psychoanalysis, Dreaming Undreamt Dreams and Interrupted Cries by Thomas Ogden, and The Body Speaks, which has a very interesting cover. The Body Speaks, Body Image Delusions and Hypochondria by David Rosenfeld. So that's it for my book haul. I hope you enjoy, and I will see you on the next video.